Hello, I'm Tom Eddlem from the New American Magazine, and today I want to talk to you about the National Security Agency, or the NSA, and its wiretapping without a warrant. Now, the NSA has been collecting what they call metadata on American citizens. Metadata is basically data about data. Here's, take your phone, all right? When I walked to the studio today, I was tracked by my phone. The NSA is collecting that information. Now, the NSA claims, oh, we're not taking the actual audio from the phone. And when I send an email on my phone, we're not taking the text of the phone, but we're taking everything else related to it. That's actually in many ways more intrusive than the text of the email itself. Who you're sending it to, when you're sending it, the title of the email, all of those things. It's very intrusive. And they're doing that without a warrant, as required by the Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Now, the NSA, up until a couple months ago, told Congress, we're not keeping data on American citizens. They lied to the American Congress and the American people. Now they say, well, we're not collecting the audio of phones. We're not collecting the text of emails through our PRISM program. Maybe we believe them, maybe we don't. But you know what? They might still be telling the truth about that and still collecting the data. Because one of the revelations that Edward Snowden had when he revealed about the PRISM program, he said there's another program out there called Upstream. And we don't really know anything about that. So it's possible Upstream collects the audio of those telephone calls and the text of those emails and collects it permanently in giant data centers like the one being built in Utah. Now, a lot of people would say, oh, I'm not threatened at all about the government learning about when I go to the market with my GPS. I'm not worried about the federal government listening to my phone calls. They'd be bored to death. That'd be the only way I could be convicted of a crime. That if I bored a federal agent to death and they convicted me of killing a federal agent. Well, there are very real possibilities of people getting blackmailed, getting intimidated, getting embarrassed, on a personal level as well as socially, going after political candidates, political movements. Think about it. There's so much information that even if you're an honest person, if you've never broken a law, you could be very well embarrassed. If you're an older gentleman that needs to take Viagra, if you've had a bowel or urinary tract issue, if you have mental health issues and you've seen a psychiatrist, if you've seen a marriage counselor, if you've had financial difficulties, like you lost your home in the last boom and bust cycle, if you've ever been fired by an employer, do you want that out? If you bought a gun, that would be known. Think about it. The Second Amendment and the Fourth Amendment right to privacy go together because all of those transactions amount to essentially a national gun registry. Now, this isn't all just theoretical. Oh, well, theoretically, the NSA could blackmail people, but they'd never do that. No, look at the information the federal government already has. What information do they have? They have our tax records, right, through the IRS. And they've used that information as a political weapon by going after the Tea Party, saying, we want all this information from the Tea Party, and by the way, you're not getting tax-exempt status, which is a way to defund the Tea Party because many people will not give to an organization that doesn't have a tax-exempt status. And it's not just organizations. Candidates for political office have been discriminated against. The Inspector General for the IRS wrote to Senator Charles Grassley on July 3rd of this year saying there have been 8 instances of candidates for political office having their taxpayer information wrongfully accessed by IRS agents. The Fourth Amendment says, yes, the federal government can search for information to find criminals, to find terrorists, but you've got to follow good police procedures and protect American citizens' privacies. How do you do that? You follow the Fourth Amendment. You need a warrant, you need probable cause, and you need to describe what you're going to find and where you're going to find it. If you do that, you can find the bad guys and protect American citizens' privacy. So Congress needs to restrict the NSA's warrantless wiretapping and defund these huge data centers that are being built around the country. And for more information on how to protect your privacy, keep reading at thenewamerican.com.